I go to these classes called discipleship group, and we were talking about what the Bible says about overcoming anxiety and how community support helps with that. And we had read the verse Galatians 6:2, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. And I had brought up this point to my pastor. I wanted to share this because it's something I'm currently walking through and learning. It is really important that you learn the difference between carrying a burden and carrying someone else's cross. You should never carry someone else's cross. We're called to pick up our cross and carry it daily. Our cross, not other people's crosses. And there is a difference between carrying someone's cross and helping them carry a burden. One example, I'll use my youth pastor. And my youth pastor, his name is Josh. And Gary, he's a volunteer at our church. Gary helps Pastor Josh lead the discipleship groups on Sundays. So they switch off. So one week Josh does it, another week Gary does. And Gary used this as an example. Carrying a burden would be like how he helps Josh with this. This is something that God put on Josh's heart to do, and Josh is doing that, and Gary's helping lighten that by helping him have weeks off so that he can also fill his spiritual bucket. So Gary helps lighten that load by helping with that burden. And now if things started going downhill and, say like students started dropping out of the class and there was like practically no one attending, and Gary started to feel really guilty about that would be him taking up Josh's cross, basically. So when you start feeling guilty and overwhelming yourself about someone else's burdens, it becomes basically you taking up their cross rather than just trying to find a way to lighten their burden, like praying for them. But you shouldn't get anxiety from trying to help someone else by lightening their load, if you get what I'm saying. So there's a very distinct difference between carrying a burden and carrying someone else's cross. And you have to know the difference because it's a very dangerous line to be on. And I have witnessed it's very easy to accidentally try to be someone else's Jesus, and you have to learn to draw the line in conversations and in certain scenarios and say, you need to take this to God because this is out of my place. This isn't something that I'm meant to handle, because sometimes people will come to you to seek help, but it is something that they just have to go to God with because it's not something that a human can really fix. Not that you can fix or that anyone else can fix. It's something that's entirely meant to be between that person and God. You can be praying for them, but you're not meant to entirely fix the problem. Praying is you taking that burden and helping with it, but you trying to fix it entirely on your own would be you picking up their cross, basically.